Hi, friends, and welcome to the Grieving Nurse podcast. Today, we are going to talk about when celebrities die. So, this past week, we have had three pretty major celebrities pass away, or very well-known ones, and I want to say they were pretty young. So we had Ozzy Osbourne pass away, and I know he had had Parkinson's for a while, and then Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away. I think he was in a drowning accident on vacation, and he was younger. I'm not sure if he was in his 40s or 50s. And then we had Terry Jean, who was also known as Hulk Hogan, pass away. And so whether or not you really know these people, this can really impact us in the way that we're grieving. And Ozzy Osbourne, I honestly don't really know him. I know him from the Osbourne, like the sitcom show, the TV show, the reality show more, and I never really watched that. So I don't know him as well. I know Malcolm Jamal, he was Theodore Huxtable on the sitcom TV show. He was the son of the Huxtables. And I'm drawing a blank. It wasn't called the Huxtables, but I can't remember what it was called. The Crosby Show. And so he was pretty well known. And then also Hulk Hogan. Whether you are a wrestling fan or not, you've probably heard of Hulk Hogan. He is one that is pretty mainstream. Everybody has at least heard of him. If you saw him, you'd probably recognize him. And so of these three, they had a big impact on our society. They had a big impact on our culture. And so when this happens, so I know my husband was a big Hulk Hogan fan. Like that was his childhood, was watching Hulk Hogan. And so we can look at that and we can be like, well, we didn't really know them, right? Like we don't personally know them. Like it's not like our family member. So part of us wants to like kind of shame ourselves and be like, well, I shouldn't be this upset about it. I shouldn't feel this sad. But this is a concept that I want to talk to you about today as well. Where the first time I heard this, it was when I was getting my certification through the life coach school. And the concept is, and I would say even the reality is, that relationships are thoughts. A relationship, our relationship with somebody is simply our thoughts about that person. So if you have thoughts that are very negative about that person, that's your relationship with them, right? You probably don't want to be around them. You probably don't get along very well. You probably try to avoid them. If you have thoughts that are very loving and just like, oh, I just like enjoy their company, right? Like those are your thoughts. You have a collection of thoughts about this person. And so when you think of celebrities, we have thoughts about them all the time. Especially in America, we are very in tuned to what our celebrities are doing. And I would say probably even more so in the last probably 15, 20 years, it has really skyrocketed with like social media and all the things. Like you can see them all the time now. Where before, maybe you just saw them when a movie came out in that movie, or maybe a magazine did an article about them, or a newspaper did, right? Like it wasn't all day, every day that you see these people. You can follow their Instagram or Twitter accounts, because it's not Twitter anymore. It's, I don't know what it is, X, TikTok, right? Like you can follow their Facebook accounts. And so you can see updates about these people constantly. Sometimes we probably get more updates about the celebrities than we do about our family members. And so it's going to impact us when these people die, or when they're sick, or when we hear sad news about them. I saw that Trent Horn at Catholic Answers, that his wife has brain cancer. And you feel for these people, right? Because you have a thought about it. And so, of course, you're affected by it. And I just want to just kind of throw that out there, this concept, right? And like, again, I really find it to be true. This was something that I was like, wow, like that makes a lot of sense that the relationship is based off my thoughts, right? Like, for example, when my husband and I are getting along really well, it's because I'm having really good thoughts about him. When we're not getting along really well, I have thoughts like, I chose the wrong person. He shouldn't be this way. He doesn't love me, right? Like, so those thoughts show up in how our relationship is in that current time. And again, thoughts come and go, feelings come and go, but it does impact us, these thoughts that come through our brain and our mind, right? And we have well over 40,000 thoughts a day. And so again, just as some reference on how much this really does affect us. And I think too, like we can mourn the loss of these celebrities, I think in just little ways. So I know my husband, like, I just I just sent him a text and just like, hey, like he was gonna grill out for supper tonight. And I was like, why don't you just do you want to just pick up pizza? Because he loves pizza. And we can have pizza and we can, if you want to cry about Hulk Hogan, that's okay. Because we just found out today that he passed away. So, it's okay to mourn these people. They were a big impact in your lives, maybe. And so just to take care of yourself or your loved one. I know my brother-in-law also is affected by this, and so I just text him and was like, "Hey, sorry for your loss." Like, and then I asked him if he could check on my husband because they work in the same town, and like, could you maybe just bring my husband a Mountain Dew? Because I know that he loves Mountain Dew, and just a little gesture, right? And just a text or just something that you know that they love and enjoy. Just say, "Hey, I'm thinking about you." Like, and then you can talk about it, right? I think too, anytime that we talk about our loss or the feelings that we have and how we're struggling with it, I think that that is a good thing. And I think when celebrities pass away, we feel a little bit more like it's acceptable, right? Like a lot of people are talking about it and everybody kind of voices like how they feel about it and how it's impacting them. And sometimes on the flip side, when it's more personal, like our parent or a spouse or a sibling that passes away, for some reason, we have the belief that we shouldn't talk about it, that nobody wants to hear about it, that they're sick of hearing about it. And so, again, I just want to kind of point out those two ways that we tend to show up, where in a culture that we hear a lot about celebrities, we know a lot about them, we feel like it's socially acceptable to talk about it when they pass away. And we can grieve them almost publicly. On the flip side, with our family members, you hear about like, well, it's private, like it's a family matter, right? Like we have these little sayings and phrases. And so then when they pass away, we feel like we need to hide it and kind of like hold it to ourselves and like nobody wants to hear about it. And any of that can be true or untrue as you want it to be, right? Like you can 100% grieve a celebrity in quiet and silence and just really mourn them. Or you can talk about it. The same can be true with a family member. You can want to talk about it and grieve that way, or you can just be like, no, I just am having a day where I don't want to talk about it, but I just want to be by myself. Like, so both things can be true. I do think that society plays a role in our grief and how we handle it, and neither it's not good or bad. It just can be what is. So that was kind of just what I want to talk about today because I know that like these three celebrities, like I think it's been within a week that they have passed, or even a couple days that they've passed away. And so, this too can bring up past grief of when a family member has passed away or somebody closer to you as well. And so again, for me personally, like I didn't really grow up watching The Cosby Show. I watched it later on in life, like the replays when I went to college a little bit. Like I didn't listen to Ozzy Osbourne's music. Um, and Hulk Hogan, I really only know about him much because my husband is a wrestling fan. So for me, it hasn't really affected me, but I know that there are a lot of people that all three of those might have really affected you. And that just to recognize that, name that again, just say, oh, yes, there's that grief. There it is coming up again. Like, of course I'm grieving these losses. Of course, because they were a big part of my life. No, I don't personally know them, but I have a relationship with them because I have thoughts about them. So of course I'm grieving them. And maybe you want to take a day where you just are like, no, I'm gonna like, I don't know, take it easy. Do the things you love, right? Like for me, it would be like go get my nails done, get a massage, like go for a walk, just have a really lovely, relaxing day. Maybe read a book, be outside. Maybe for you, if you like to go shopping or take a bath, or be like, no, I really just want to go eat a piece of cheesecake and really eat it slowly, enjoy it. And that's what I want to do to like celebrate, right? It can be whatever. It doesn't have to be food. It doesn't have to be anything that you spend money on. It can just even be like writing down your thoughts, your feelings, like writing a letter to maybe even writing a letter to these celebrities that have passed away, how they impacted your life. And you don't even have to ever mail it, but it's just a way to acknowledge the grief and to maybe find a little closure with it. So that is all I have for you today. But I hope you go to catholicgriefcoach.com and check out my upcoming grief group. We're going to start September 5th, and I am quite excited about this grief group. I have three different structures on how to really navigate and deal with the grief as it ebbs and flows through your life. So again, I'm very excited about that. CatholicGriefCoach.com. And I'm praying for you guys, and I hope you have the very best possible day that you can.